Welcome back to a new video. So this is the first workout where I was able to utilize my new platform. It's not fully done. You can kind of see towards the back where there's an open piece of wood, and that's just because the rubber mats that I ordered, 2 of them came in, the other 2 did not. They're both I think 3x4 mats, so I will be able to make them fully cover all of the mat. Might have to make some weird cuts and stuff, but I'm gonna figure it out. The mat that I have here extends quite far. Like, I did all of my snatching and cleans and pulls just fine, and I could have, my roommate actually was training before I was out there and moved them up and had the squat racks that you can see off to the side. He had them on the rubber mat, so they are quite long and they fill up most of the space, and the width of them is actually quite well. The only complaint, I suppose if you can call it that, about the platform is that the wood, I would rather it be slightly smaller in width so the rubber could be a little bit just more rubber on the sides, because I feel like I had to be quite precise when dropping it, but it's not really like a crazy problem. There's still plenty of space on both sides, and I think it's probably better to have more width just as my feet are spreading out. I've been, throughout this workout and before it, I've been hammering nails into it just to get it to be less bouncy. When I was jumping around when I first installed it, I just had a bunch of screws in, and it felt like it wasn't really like in solid, so I just decided to put a bunch of nails in. So I think in the Catalyst video he talked about using wood screws and stuff, and I put a bunch of them in, and it probably would have been fine. Like, I probably wouldn't have really noticed when I was lifting. It's more like dropping the weight, I was like, oh, this platform's kind of bouncy a little bit, but I just wanted it to be extra stable. And one of the things that's real nice, and I'm kind of glossing over lifting, but you'll see here after I drop this weight, it kind of bounces up, which is kind of nice because it's the rubber itself, so it's not super quiet. Now, obviously I'm still dropping a weight, but it's certainly, there's so many layers there that are preventing it from damaging the floor, so I'm excited about that. There's always things to adjust in the background and to fix as far as stuff in the shed, but I'm really excited about the platform. It's really nice so far, and I get the new rubber pieces, or the other half of the order today, so I'll have that. But to quickly go over the workout, I just wanted to do some powers because I spent a couple hours. I would say a couple hours, it's a bit of an exaggeration. I took different breaks, like I did half of it, and then I went in and ate, and then I came back out and did some of it, and just kind of took my time. I didn't really have anything to do on this day because it's summer, so I took my time. But I did this in this workout in the evening. I just wanted to do some powers because I haven't done some in a while, just to see how they would feel, and they felt pretty decent. They felt like 90 felt pretty heavy, but nothing really too bad on the hips. The jerk on the last power clean was a little bit iffy, but nothing that really got aggravated or worse. And then you'll see here I did a set of 10 clean pull or deadlift, whatever you want to call it, and it actually felt really good. And I would say, like, waking up the next day, my hip feels a lot better too, so I'm kind of excited about that I'll be able to, I didn't have any discomfort pulling, and so obviously that's a good exercise for the hip and the back and all of that. So if I'm going to be able to really hammer pulls, then that means that, one, the hip itself and the back and all of that are recovering quite well, but it also means that I will continue to be able to strengthen those areas, which will obviously help to alleviate those problems in the future. So excited about that, but a pretty simple session here. I'm hoping the next day after this will be more stuff, but I'm going to kind of play it by ear because I have to wait for that rubber to get in, because I want to finish the platform before I do another session. But if it takes a while, although it's still pretty early when I'm recording this, then I might just go out there and use that again. So you might see the half-finished platform one more time, but hopefully the rubber mats get all here today. But I don't know if I mentioned this in the other videos. The rubber and the wood that I use for the platform are all 3/4 of an inch, so they are a bit denser, and that's a bit more expensive. If I would have been a lot cheaper to just go thinner, but I wanted it to be as heavy duty and dense as I could, just so I don't have to ever worry about the platform again, and because I lift enough weight now where I don't want to really have to worry about damaging the floor, or at least making it uneven. But I'm really excited about that. The bar feels a little bit higher off the ground because I'm not at that slight deficit that I was at before. Very, very slight, like the collar of the bar, slight deficit. So nothing that was too significant, but does feel slightly different, which is nice because, obviously pulling from a higher point is always going to be a little bit easier. But anywho, that's enough blank space at the end. If you made it this far, I appreciate it, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Peace.